Now let's animate. So what I like to do when I create my character is to duplicate this composition just so I have another draft of it. If I ever want to go back, refresh, restart, I can do that. So I'm going to take the Hero 2 layer, duplicate it, and I'll just name this one Hero 2 Draft. Okay? And I'll just put that in the compositions folder if you want to look at it too. Okay, so for Hero 2, now we still have our Hero 2. I'm actually just going to close out all of these other tabs, and I'm closing those out by pressing Command W. That's the shortcut for that. Let's animate. So in our other one, actually, let me open that back up. We animated the legs, so he sort of kneels down, he gets ready with his arms, and then he springs up. And there's also a little subtle, like deeper little push, and then he jumps up. We're going to do something similar, but he's just going to sort of do a squat and then lift up. So what we need to do is animate both the legs and the arms right now. So starting with the legs, which seems to be the most obvious thing to animate first, let's open up our leg right and leg left. Go into contents, and we're going to be animating the path. So I want to open the path of both of these so we have it easily accessible. Okay, zooming in. Okay, so to get that squat action, first we want to set a keyframe here at the beginning. So he's going to be standing there for just a moment. So set a keyframe for path for both leg left and right. And then go forward, maybe a second or so. And now in the path, we want to create sort of a bend. So we're going to take this point and we're going to bring it up a little bit so it's a little bit shorter, but then take the extension and drag up so we get that sort of bend. Now for the leg left, let me just show you something so that you understand what's going on. If I just click left leg and then I try clicking on this, whoa, that's not exactly what I want to do. You gotta click into the path, okay? And so we're gonna bring it up to about the same point and then bend it just like so. Kind of match the bend. Something like so. We can even bend the inside too if we want, but I'm not gonna do that. So that looks kind of close, but you'll notice something funny happening. He's bending his legs, but he's not squatting down. What the heck? So what we need to do is animate the torso as well. But how do we know exactly where we want him to squat down to? That's where we use rulers. Now, you might have noticed that I have these rulers open. If you don't have those open, go to View, Show Rulers, or press Command R. See? Now what I can do, and if you've used Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, this is similar. We can click within the ruler on either the top or the left and drag into our composition. And this creates sort of an invisible, just for our reference, a line that we can use. And I'm going to put that right there at the bottom. That's where his feet are, right? Okay, so now what I can do with the torso, press P to bring up position. I can set a keyframe right there where our first position keyframe is for the path, or the first path keyframe is. I'll go to the second keyframe just by pressing K on my keyboard, and I'll drag down. Okay? So now it looks like he's actually squatting down. Now we might want to make this a little bit more extreme actually. So what I can do is bring him down further, closer to the ground, and then that gives us a better reference for how much we need to bend our path. So let me go again into our path 1, not just the path, because if I take the path and I take my selection tool, it moves the whole path. Click path 1. I know it's confusing and I keep repeating myself, but I know this is confusing for a lot of people. Let's take our leg up like so, and then make even more of a bend. Now with our other one, take our path, our leg left, just like that. Maybe let's take this one. We can even take this one in for the other one too. That might actually look good. So let's rotate this like so. Okay. So now if we zoom out, we get more of a squat. Okay, the one thing is that the legs kind of blend in with the arms. So actually for the legs, I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to select both leg right and left. Take the, not the fill, but the stroke and make it a little bit darker. So we just have a little bit of a difference in color from the legs and the hands in case they cover each other up like so. Awesome. So that looks pretty good. We actually, one thing I realized is that I don't want the feet to move apart. You know, this is just playing around with it. So I'm going to move this point in just a little bit. Move this point in. Okay, that looks better. And we'll play around with the speed of this stuff too, which will make it look better. Okay, so the legs go down, and maybe when the legs go down, the arms kind of go up and the elbows like point up. So let's close our legs. Okay, now go into our right arm and left arm. Go into the contents, shapes, path, shape, path. Go to the first keyframe, set a keyframe for path. So it'll start there. And then if we go into here, let's zoom in, click on our path. We can bring this up like so. Okay, bring the elbows in, something like that. I think that looks pretty good. Take our other path, bring it up, rotate our arm around. Okay, something like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Crouches down. That's pretty good. Okay. So let's play through this. Crouches down, and then he needs to spring up. So we'll set another keyframe for around here a second later. So let's just copy all of our keyframes. So press U on our keyboard, and then U again to see all of our keyframes. And let's just copy them. Copy, paste, or just click this little keyframe button on the far left, which creates a keyframe based off of the other keyframe that was previously set. So now it sticks down there, and then we'll have a shorter sort of jump up. So what we can do is just actually copy these first keyframes, but we might want to, I don't know if I think our arms, I guess our arms when we jump, we probably put them down, but a superhero is going to put his arms up, right? So instead of these keyframes for the arms, let's make our arms go up. So again, we have to go into our arm path layers itself. Move them up. Make sure the rotation is right. Just like so. Okay. Maybe one arm is up, one arm is down. You can do whatever, kind of motion you want. Okay, so now let's zoom out and see how this looks. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The arms go up, like so. So let's play through this. Crouches down, springs up. Cool. Okay, so now let's play around with the motion or the speed. So again, press U again. Select all of these keyframes. F9 on my keyboard or right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Now when he crouches into this keyframe, we want to slow it down. So let's go into our graph editor, select this point, which is now selected for all of those keyframes I've selected. So it's going to slow into that crouch, and then it's going to be like a pop. So let's take both these keyframes in at the end. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It looks like he's popping off the ground. So now this looks like good motion. He's jumping up, but we need to add some context to it. And that's what we're going to be doing with adding a background.